Every single day, millions of people around the world find themselves trapped in the same exhausting cycle. They stare at their phones, hearts racing with anticipation, waiting for responses that never come. They craft the perfect message, delete it, rewrite it, and send it off into the digital void, only to be met with silence or dismissive one-word replies. They refresh their notifications obsessively, make excuses for others' behavior, and convince themselves that maybe they're just busy or perhaps they didn't see my message. If this painful scenario sounds all too familiar, if you've felt that sinking feeling in your stomach when hours pass without a response, if you've ever found yourself lowering your standards just to get a gram of attention from someone who clearly doesn't value you, then it's time for a fundamental, life-changing shift in perspective. This isn't just about dating or romantic relationships. This pattern shows up everywhere. Friendships that drain your energy, professional relationships where you're taken for granted, family dynamics where your needs are consistently overlooked, and social situations where you find yourself constantly giving more than you receive. The harsh truth about your value. Let's start with an uncomfortable but necessary truth. You are not an option. You are not a backup plan. You are not someone's entertainment when they're bored. You are not a safety net for when their first choices don't work out. You are not someone who should have to beg for basic human courtesy, respect, or acknowledgement. The moment you truly internalize and understand your inherent worth, not just intellectually, but deep in your bones, everything in your life begins to change. Your relationships improve, your confidence soars, your opportunities multiply, and the quality of people you attract into your life dramatically increases. Here's what many people get fundamentally wrong. They mistake basic politeness, common courtesy, or minimal effort for genuine interest and care. A simple smile from a stranger becomes a sign of romantic interest. A brief conversation at work becomes evidence of a deep connection. A few casual text exchanges become proof of a meaningful relationship. This creates a dangerous cycle of false hope, wasted energy, and emotional exhaustion. We live in a world where people have learned to be polite without being genuine, friendly without being invested, and responsive without being truly interested. Learning to distinguish between surface-level politeness and authentic connection is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. The communication reality. Actions speak louder than words. When someone truly values you, appreciates your presence, and wants you in their life, their interest is unmistakable. It's not subtle, it's not confusing, and it doesn't leave you guessing. People who genuinely care about you make time for you, respond to you promptly and thoughtfully, show enthusiasm in their interactions with you, and consistently demonstrate through their actions that you matter to them. If you're consistently experiencing any of the following patterns, you already have your answer about where you stand in that person's priorities. Red flags that signal disinterest. Messages that go unread for days or weeks. Delayed responses that make you feel like an afterthought. One-word replies that kill conversation. Lack of initiative in reaching out or making plans. Excuses that don't add up or are consistently offered. Conversations that feel forced or one-sided. Plans that are frequently canceled or postponed. Feeling like you're always the one making effort. Green flags that show genuine interest. Prompt, thoughtful responses that continue the conversation. Enthusiasm and energy in their communication. Initiative in reaching out and making plans. Consistency in their behavior and communication. Making time for you despite a busy schedule. Remembering details about your life and following up. Introducing you to their friends and including you in their world. Actions that consistently match their words. Stop making excuses for behavior that clearly communicates disinterest. Stop convincing yourself that someone who treats you as an option is secretly harboring deep feelings. Stop accepting crumbs when you deserve the whole meal. The psychology behind the chase. Why we accept less. Before we can change our behavior, we need to understand why we fall into these patterns in the first place. The psychology behind why people accept less than they deserve is complex and deeply rooted in several factors. Fear of abandonment. Many people would rather have a small, unsatisfying connection than no connection at all. The fear of being alone drives them to accept treatment they know they don't deserve. Low self-esteem. When you don't truly believe you're valuable, you're grateful for any attention, even negative attention, you convince yourself that this is the best you can do. Societal conditioning. We're often taught to be grateful, to not ask for too much, to be understanding of others' limitations. While these can be positive traits, they become destructive when they prevent us from setting healthy boundaries. Scarcity mindset. The belief that opportunities are rare and should be held onto at all costs, even when they're clearly not working. Trauma bonding. Sometimes intermittent reinforcement, occasional positive responses mixed with mostly negative or absent on us creates a powerful psychological bond that's hard to break. Understanding these patterns is the first step to breaking free from them. The mindset revolution, from scarcity to abundance. You reclaim your time and energy for people and pursuits that actually matter and add value to your life. You rebuild your self-respect by setting clear, non-negotiable boundaries. You reduce stress and anxiety by eliminating the constant uncertainty and emotional roller coaster. You create mental space for personal growth and new opportunities. You send a clear message about your standards and expectations. Long-term transformations. You become more attractive. Because confidence and self-respect are magnetic qualities, you attract higher quality people who appreciate and reciprocate your energy. You develop stronger boundaries in all areas of your life. You build genuine self-worth that isn't dependent on others' validation. You create space for authentic, meaningful connections to develop. The focus formula, redirecting your energy for maximum impact. Instead of channeling your precious energy into unresponsive relationships and one-sided connections, it's time to redirect that power toward areas of your life that will actually provide returns on your investment. Personal growth and development, physical health and fitness. Your body is your temple, and investing in your physical health pays dividends in every area of your life. Regular exercise releases endorphins, improves your mood, increases your energy levels, boosts your confidence, and makes you more attractive to others. Start with small, sustainable changes. Take daily walks, try new healthy recipes, establish a consistent sleep schedule, or join a fitness class that interests you. Mental and emotional well-being. Invest in your mental health through practices like meditation, journaling, therapy, or counseling. Learn to manage stress, process emotions healthily, and develop emotional intelligence. Read books that challenge your thinking, practice gratitude, and surround yourself with positive influences. The foundation of reclaiming your self-worth lies in a fundamental shift from scarcity thinking to abundance thinking. This isn't just positive psychology fluff, it's a practical framework that changes how you navigate every relationship and opportunity in your life. Scarcity thinking tells you, this person is your only chance at happiness. You won't find anyone else who makes you feel this way. You need to try harder to prove your worth. You should be grateful for whatever attention you receive. There aren't many good people left in the world. You're lucky anyone pays attention to you at all. If you walk away, you regret it forever. You should lower your standards to avoid being alone. Abundance thinking reminds you, opportunities for meaningful connections are everywhere. The right people will recognize and appreciate your value naturally. Your energy is precious and should be invested wisely. You deserve consistent, respectful treatment. There are millions of people who value what you bring to the table. Walking away from wrong situations makes room for right ones. Your standards protect you and attract the right people. Being alone is better than being undervalued. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice and conscious effort, abundance thinking becomes your default mode of operation. The science of attraction, why desperation repels. There's actual psychological research behind why chasing pushes people away while confidence attracts them. Understanding the science can help you make better choices in your relationships. The principle of psychological reactance. When people feel pressured or pursued too intensely, they naturally pull away to restore their sense of freedom and autonomy. The scarcity principle. Things that are easily available are often perceived as less valuable, while things that are rare or hard to obtain are seen as more desirable. The confidence factor. Confidence is universally attractive because it signals genetic fitness, emotional stability, and the ability to handle life's challenges. The mirror effect. People often mirror the energy and value you place on yourself. If you don't value yourself, why should they? The power of walking away, reclaiming your control. Walking away from people who don't value you isn't giving up. It's one of the most powerful moves you can make. It's a declaration that you refuse to accept less than you deserve. It's taking back control of your life, your energy, and your future. When you stop chasing people who don't chase you back, several powerful things happen. Immediate benefits. Skill development and learning. Never stop growing intellectually. Learn new skills that interest you or advance your career. Take online courses, attend workshops, read extensively, or pursue certifications in your field. The more you know and the more you can do. the more valuable you become in every context. Financial literacy and stability. Build financial security by learning about money management, investing, and building multiple income streams. Financial independence gives you options and reduces the desperation that can lead to accepting poor treatment from others. Purpose-driven activities. Career and professional development. Focus on building a career that fulfills you and provides financial security. Network strategically. Seek mentorship. And always be looking for ways to add more value in your professional life. When you're passionate about your work, it shows, and it makes you more attractive to others. Creative pursuits and hobbies. Engage in activities that bring you joy and allow you to express yourself. Whether it's music, art, writing, sports, cooking, or any other passion, having interests outside of relationships makes you a more interesting and well-rounded person. Contribute to your community. Volunteer for causes you care about. Mentor others, or find ways to make a positive impact in your community. Helping others not only feels good, but also connects you with like-minded people who share your values. Building something valuable, whether it's a business, a creative project, or a personal goal, having something you're building and working toward gives your life purpose and direction. This sense of mission is incredibly attractive to others. Quality relationships. People who reciprocate your energy. Invest time and energy in relationships where the effort is mutual. These are the people who respond promptly, make time for you, show genuine interest in your life, and consistently demonstrate that they value your friendship or partnership. Connections that inspire and challenge you. Surround yourself with people who push you to grow, who challenge your thinking, and who inspire you to be better. These relationships should energize rather than drain you. Relationships built on mutual respect. Every healthy relationship should be built on a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and genuine care. If any of these elements are missing, the relationship is unlikely to be fulfilling or sustainable. The magnetic effect. How self-worth attracts success. When you become someone who truly values themselves, something almost magical happens. You naturally attract others who recognize and appreciate that value. This isn't wishful thinking, it's an observable phenomenon that happens consistently when people develop genuine self-worth. How this works. Confidence is contagious. When you believe in your own worth, others can sense it. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess because it signals emotional maturity, stability, and the ability to handle life's challenges. Boundaries attract respect. People who have clear boundaries and stick to them are respected more than those who don't. Others know where they stand with you, and they appreciate the honesty and consistency. Purpose is magnetic. When you have clear goals and are actively working toward them, you become interesting to others. People are drawn to those who have direction and passion in their lives. Self-sufficiency is attractive. When you're not needy or desperate for others' validation, you become more appealing. People want to be with someone who adds value to their life, not someone who needs constant reassurance. The ripple effect. How self-worth impacts every area of life. Developing genuine self-worth doesn't just improve your romantic relationships, it creates positive changes across every area of your life. Professional life. You negotiate better salaries, command more respect from colleagues, and are more likely to be promoted because you present yourself as someone who deserves success. Friendships. You attract friends who genuinely care about you and naturally filter out those who would take advantage of your kindness. Family relationships. You're able to set healthier boundaries with family members and avoid toxic family dynamics. Financial decisions. You're less likely to make impulsive purchases, to fill emotional voids, and more likely to invest in things that truly add value to your life. Health choices. You take better care of your physical and mental health because you understand that you're worth the investment. Common obstacles and how to overcome them. Changing deeply ingrained patterns isn't easy, and you'll likely face several obstacles along the way. Here's how to handle the most common challenges. The fear of loneliness. Many people stay in unfulfilling relationships because they're afraid of being alone. The truth is, being alone is often better than being with someone who doesn't value you. Use solo time to develop yourself and become someone you genuinely enjoy spending time with. Social pressure. Others might not understand your new standards and may pressure you to give people a chance or not be so picky. Remember that you're the one who has to live with the consequences of your relationship choices, not them. Guilt and self-doubt. You might feel guilty for abandoning people or doubt whether you're being too harsh. These feelings are normal, but remember that prioritizing your well-being isn't selfish, it's necessary. Maintain your standards. Regularly reassess your relationships and adjust as needed. Don't compromise your standards when you feel lonely or pressured. Trust the process even when progress feels slow. Continue personal development. Set new goals as you achieve previous ones. Keep learning and growing in all areas of your life. Stay curious and open to new experiences. Attract quality relationships. Be open to meeting new people who align with your values. Trust that as you become more valuable, you'll attract valuable people. Don't settle for less than you deserve, even when good options present themselves. Establish clear boundaries. Communicate your standards clearly but kindly to people in your life. Stop making excuses for others' poor behavior. Practice saying no to requests that don't align with your values. Implement the no-chase rule. Stop initiating contact with people who consistently don't reciprocate. Don't double-text people who haven't responded to your previous message. Allow natural conversation rhythms instead of forcing interactions. Create consequences for boundary violations. Decide in advance what you'll do when someone disrespects your boundaries. Follow through consistently on these consequences. Don't make empty threats your word must be your bond. Phase 3 Energy Redirection Week 5 to 8. Redirect your focus to personal growth. Set specific goals for physical fitness, career advancement, and skill development. Create a daily routine that includes activities that improve your life. Invest time in hobbies and interests that bring you joy. Build a support network. Cultivate relationships with people who support your growth and respect your boundaries. Join groups or communities aligned with your interests and values. Consider working with a therapist or counselor to support your journey. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a good friend. Celebrate small victories and progress. Be patient with yourself as you develop new habits. Phase 4 Consistency and Growth Week 9 to 12 and beyond. The temptation to go back. When you're feeling lonely or nostalgic, you might be tempted to reach out to people you've walked away from. Have a support system in place and remember why you made the decision to leave in the first place. The decision point, your moment of truth. Right now, at this very moment, you have a choice that will determine the trajectory of your relationships and, ultimately, your life. This isn't a decision you can make halfway or half-heartedly. It requires complete commitment to a new way of being. You can continue the cycle of seeking validation from those who consistently withhold it, accepting disrespect as normal or making excuses for others' poor behavior, wasting your valuable time and energy on one-sided relationships, lowering your standards to avoid being alone, making other people's comfort more important than your own well-being, hoping that if you just try hard enough, people will finally see your worth. Or you can embrace a new reality where you demand the same level of respect you give to others. Invest your energy only in relationships that genuinely enrich your life. Build such a fulfilling life that the right people naturally want to be part of it. Maintain high standards because you understand they protect and serve you. Prioritize your own well-being while still being kind and compassionate to others. Trust that your worth isn't determined by others' recognition of it. Your comprehensive action plan. Real change requires more than just understanding. It requires consistent action. Here's your step-by-step plan for reclaiming your self-worth and transforming your relationships. Phase 1. Assessment and Awareness Week 1 to 2. Conduct a relationship audit. List all the significant relationships in your life: romantic, friendships, family, professional. Rate each relationship on a scale of January 10th for mutual respect, effort, and fulfillment. Identify patterns of where your energy is being wasted. Note which relationships consistently drain rather than energize you. Identify your patterns. Write down specific behaviors you want to change: excessive texting, making excuses for others, accepting disrespect. Recognize your triggers and the situations that lead to these behaviors. Understanding your patterns is the first step to changing them. Clarify your values and standards. Define what respect looks like to you in concrete terms. Decide what behaviors you will and won't accept from others. Write down your non-negotiables in relationships. Phase 2, Boundary Setting Week 3 to 4. Phase 2, Boundary Setting Week 3 to 4. Establish clear boundaries. Communicate your standards clearly but kindly to people in your life. Stop making excuses for others' poor behavior. Practice saying no to requests that don't align with your values. Implement the no-chase rule. Stop initiating contact with people who consistently don't reciprocate. Don't double-text people who haven't responded to your previous message. Allow natural conversation rhythms instead of forcing interactions. Create consequences for boundary violations. Decide in advance what you will do when someone disrespects your boundaries. Follow through consistently on these consequences. Don't make empty threats your word must be your bond. Phase 3. Energy Redirection Week 5 to 8. Redirect your focus to personal growth. Set specific goals for physical fitness, career advancement, and skill development. Create a daily routine that includes activities that improve your life. Invest time in hobbies and interests that bring you joy. Build a support network. Cultivate relationships with people who support your growth and respect your boundaries. Join groups or communities that align with your interests and values. Consider working with a therapist or counselor to support your journey. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a good friend. Celebrate small victories and progress. Be patient with yourself as you develop new habits. Phase 4. Consistency and Growth Week 9 to 12 and beyond. Maintain your standards. Regularly reassess your relationships and adjust as needed. Don't compromise your standards when you feel lonely or pressured. Trust the process even when progress feels slow. Continue personal development. Set new goals as you achieve previous ones. Keep learning and growing in all areas of your life. Stay curious and open to new experiences. Attract quality relationships. Be open to meeting new people who align with your values. Trust that as you become more valuable, you'll attract valuable people. Don't settle for less than you deserve, even when good options present themselves. The long-term vision, your life of worth. Imagine a life where you never have to wonder where you stand with someone because the people in your life make their appreciation clear through consistent actions. Picture relationships built on mutual respect, genuine care, and reciprocal effort. Envision yourself as someone who naturally attracts quality people because your own self-worth is evident in everything you do. This isn't a fantasy, it's a realistic outcome when you commit to valuing yourself and maintaining high standards in all your relationships. It requires patience, consistency, and the courage to walk away from situations that don't serve you, but the rewards are immeasurable. What your life looks like when you truly value yourself. Your relationships are characterized by mutual respect and genuine care. You spend time with people who energize rather than drain you. You pursue goals and interests that fulfill you personally. You handle setbacks and rejections with grace, because your worth isn't dependent on others' opinions. You attract opportunities and people align with your values. You feel confident and secure in who you are. You have clear boundaries that others respect. You invest your energy wisely and see positive returns. The commitment, making it real. Reading about these concepts isn't enough, you must commit to implementing them in your daily life. This means making a promise to yourself, commit to treating yourself with the respect you deserve and demanding the same from others. Taking daily action. Small, consistent actions compound over time to create massive changes. Being patient with the process. Real change takes time, and you face setbacks along the way. Staying accountable. Track your progress, celebrate victories, and learn from mistakes. Believing in your worth, even when others don't recognize your value. You must remain steadfast in knowing your worth. The final word, your worth is non-negotiable. Your worth isn't determined by who responds to your messages, validates your existence, or acknowledges your efforts. It's not conditional on others' approval, attention, or affection. Your value is inherent, non-negotiable, and yours to protect and honor. Stop diminishing yourself for people who don't see your value. Stop accepting crumbs when you deserve abundance. Stop making excuses for behavior that clearly communicates disrespect. Start living like the valuable, worthy person you are. The people who matter will notice, respect, and reciprocate that energy. Those who don't simply aren't your people, and that's perfectly okay. The world is full of people who will appreciate what you bring to the table. Don't waste time trying to convince those who don't. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you accept. Make sure you're teaching the right lessons. The choice is yours, and it's a choice you make every single day with every interaction, every decision, and every boundary you set or allow to be crossed. Choose wisely. Choose yourself. Choose a life of worth. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Don't let them down.